And what would you say is there any advice you'd have for people that were in your shoes at the start, that want to start out doing camera or doing photography? Hi everybody, my name is Mihai and we're interviewing Toshiq today. Hi Toshiq, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, mate?
Fucking amazing now. Yeah, so can you present yourself, introduce yourself, tell us what you do, who you are?
Yeah, so I'm Toshiq Azam. I'm a filmmaker. Do a bit of producing, photography, spark work, editing, all kinds of things. But at the minute, I'm just focusing on kind of editing a lot of my backlog. So that's me.
So what would you say your main body of work would be?
I'd say it leans more towards like commercial and yeah, commercial kind of content. So, say like there's up and coming fashion brands, or like a company wants me to do Instagram reels or that kind of thing. I focus primarily on that kind of content rather than like short films or like feature films. But when there is a need for that, I kind of crew up as like a Sparky or any other roles like BTS photographer and stuff like that.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. And what would you say your next steps in your career would be?
So at the minute, I'm working on creating two spec ads that I've storyboarded and sort of like starting to build a crew around just to shoot like very small kind of ads, and also just kind of reaching out to more companies to do more like again commercial content and Instagram reel work and like that kind of thing because it's just consistent and keeps the bills paid. So.
100%. All right, all right, all
I
right.
want you to ask, like, what are some of the hardships that you're currently facing so far, bro? Like, in your journey, bro.
I'd say inconsistency of work. Maybe that's because we're in this city of Birmingham. Because when I was living in Manchester, and even when I go back there, the work is a bit more consistent. I'm pretty set for like a month, but down here it's a bit harder because like maybe we just don't have the infrastructure or like the funding or something like that. But I'd say that's it. Maybe the consistency of work is the only hardship at the minute.
All right. So what would you say keeps you in Birmingham then, in this place? In this.
So I moved back just for a year because my family wanted me to come back after uni, but now they're just like, you can go back to Mani. So I'll probably move back to Manchester soon, to be honest. But yeah, that's what's keeping me in Birmingham.
Fair enough.
I
Well,
don't
we
know.
talked about some of the hardships and all that sort of thing, but what are some of the great successes that you've had? So talk about the traveling and that sort of thing, please.
Okay. uh, I'm joking on my thing. Oh, all right. Let me go fresh now.
You got it.
Yeah. So successes, recent ones. I've had the opportunity to like go out to places like Turkey, Spain, Berlin, places like that where I've either shot content for myself, for spec work, or like even for example the recent one, Spain. I got to go out and just shoot again Instagram kind of reels content, and obviously that's not what I want to be doing forever. But it's a good start. It's good money, and you build a good network of people and like consistent clients. So I'd say that's a good success because I really like traveling and getting to implement that with my work. It doesn't feel like work, it just feels like I'm having fun and making money on the side, which is nice.
And what would you say is there any advice you'd have for people that were in your shoes at the start, that want to start out doing camera or doing photography?
Yeah, if I think back to myself when I was about 16 or 17, I don't think I could have imagined myself being here. And obviously, I'm not like some next Hollywood director or any big stage making multi-million dollar projects. But like, considering where I was then, and I could even have thought of like, I'd get paid to fly out and everything would be included, and I get to shoot what, for fun, and it's just piss easy jobs. I would just say to anyone coming up, like, just trust your process and trust your vision because there's always days, like, nearly every day for me now. Sometimes I'm like, oh man, I don't know when my next job's promised, or I don't know where I'm going, or like my path that I dreamed in my head 5 years ago is kind of blurrier now. But just always trust, like, think about your end goal, and every day is like a step closer to there. Maybe it's not tomorrow, maybe it's not in a month, but you're eventually going to get there because you believe in your vision, and that's all I can say.
And I want to ask, like, let's stop the whole, gatekeeping and that. So how's like some of the ways that you find these great opportunities from?
So I remember when I was back in sixth form and we had people come in and talk and say, "Oh, it's all about networking." And to be honest, I would never believe any of that because I was like, "How are you guys telling me you're making like 5, 10 grand or whatever on these projects because someone put you on a job?" And I'd be like, "There's surely some applications or something." But like as I sort of started progressing, I realized like for the ages of like 17 to 21, 22, whatever, like, yes, there's application opportunities like trainee work and stuff like that, but then you can maximize that by like networking on these sets and stuff. And also, by working with these cool people, they add you to things like group chats, so like refer you to someone else. And then usually I'd say in film, they're not, or like in the commercial side of things, they're less inclined about how good you are. They just need someone fast. And if you can offer them a service that can have a turnaround like that, that's all that matters. So if you can do that and offer a service like that, that's all you need. And yeah, just make sure your network is your net worth. I heard that recently. So I think that's it. Just networking is key.
How important is discipline for you? Is that something that you've learned, like, to harness or nurture, or are you still developing on that?
I'd say I'm a pretty disciplined person since I was young. When it comes to like with a film life, you're always in situations where you're offered like all sorts of drinks, partying, doing all sorts of mad kind of shit. But I've never even just been inclined to try anything like that. Maybe it's not so much try, but it just doesn't interest me. But in terms of discipline with work, sometimes I find it a bit hard. The worst part for me is always starting something. Say like I need to sit down and edit. I'll just put it off for an hour. Then I'll be like, let me start in another hour, then another hour. But once I'm actually going, it's no problem. I'll just zone in, knock in, and just get the thing done. So I'd say I'm still harnessing that part of it where I need to kind of get more disciplined in starting something rather than the middle and end bit. That's fine. It's just always the start for me.
What about you, Muki?
I guess it's the same for me. I keep postponing things sometimes because owning a business is like most of the times you don't have a deadline or something. Let's say I need to work on I don't know, the financial sort of stuff or the website or the social media. That stuff doesn't really have a deadline. So I find deadlines very, very motivating.
Yeah,
Just
I would agree with
setting yourself like a time. All right, I need to get this done by this time. And if you don't, you just work your way around it.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So yeah, and again, staying having a calendar on your phone, that really, or like a
100%.
to-do list on your phone.
100%.
Anything comes up in your mind, let's say somebody comes up with a great opportunity, tells you about this website, this organization that can help you, pop it straight into your to-do list or your calendar.
I want to ask you, what's one motivational quote that you've heard that you want to share today?
Motivational quote.
I'm on the spot now. I'll have to have a good thing.
Pull out some Andrew. Take one.
Be the energy you want to attract. I think that's my one.
I got one in my phone. That screenshot. Let me find it now.
Yeah, be the energy you want to attract. That's my one. Because if you put good stuff out there, good energy, you're a nice person. That's what's gonna come back to you. It's gonna be nice people with nice energies. That's how it goes a lot of times, for sure.
Okay, here. This one I don't even know. It's nothing about film. So this guy goes, "Why are people getting advice from this immature weirdo? Come on, bro. You have a lot to learn." Then the guy responded, "The blind leading the blind discover a path unseen by those with sight. For true vision is found not in sight, but in the courage to journey together into the unknown." And then he goes, "He just made that up." So there you go. That's my.
That's crazy, bro.
Alright,
That's a
okay.
very unmotivational quote, that's for sure.